Well, Alexei was honest in many of his remarks in that introduction about me, but he did fib a little bit. In his heyday, he wasn't better than me. But the difference is, in his heyday and my heyday is about 20 years. So he's kind of right, he was. Thank you, Alexei, for that wonderful, warm introduction. And he is one of my truly, truly great friends. I met Alexei as a very young guy running for his first office of treasurer, and we had breakfast. I'll never forget it. He always talks about it. And he was about to go on this long campaign. And at breakfast, I always eat the same thing. I've always eaten the same thing for 30 years. Oatmeal, skim milk, walnuts, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries. At the same thing. Lexi had bacon, eggs, potatoes, and I said, hey, you know, young fella, you're not gonna make it through a whole campaign eating like that. He changed his diet on the spot. He always credits me for it. Let me say this, and I was told I had about 3 minutes, and anybody that's heard me speak knows it takes me 3 minutes just to clear my throat. So I'll have a little bit of liberties because this is really special. First of all, I want to, say how much we support and appreciate a gentleman that is here tonight that has probably one of the toughest jobs in the world, our Superintendent of Police, Larry Snelling. Larry. And another man right behind him, our Deputy Mayor in charge of Public Safety, Gary. Thank you. This organization is amazing. I didn't know exactly what I was doing when I said, let me learn a little bit more about it and support this organization. And then Tara Harper and Kathleen came to see me. Please give a round of applause to them. Anybody that knows me knows what neighborhood I'm from. Can somebody say what neighborhood Jim Reynolds is from? All right. Everyone knows I'm from Inglewood. And so when you come out of Inglewood, you have a proclivity to support causes that impact people in need, particularly black people. And I do. You turn on the news, the first 5 minutes of every newscast is the number of shootings, the number of robberies, the number of carjackings, and the like. And it is 85 to 100% black on black crime. Several years ago, I committed myself to trying to solve and work hard as I could, because solving it is a monumental task, but to work on that issue. So I shifted my focus, my philanthropy, my influence to talk about that. A couple years ago, I got the highest honor at the award in the state of Illinois, the Lincoln Leadership Prize. And some of you may have been there to hear my speech. But in that speech, and it's also on YouTube, I talked about 3 things. I talked about the significance of preschool for what happens to you later in life. And that correlation between how you start in life with your education and where you wind up is unmistakable. It's a high correlation. Second thing I talked about was investing in the black communities. The third thing I talk about, though, was my interest in curiosity about what goes on in prison. I was chairman of the board of the Chicago Community Trust at the time, and one of my dear friends, Glenn Brooks, attended that speech. And I told him I wanted to go to a maximum security prison because I had to see for myself what they did to those men in there. and why it was that when so many of them came out of that prison, they didn't have the skills that you would imagine people should have when they've been in one place for 5, 10, 15, 20. And remember, if it's maximum security, they're in there for a very long time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What are they learning? So Glenn took me to Pontiac. The day we got there, they didn't let us tour the maximum security prison because a prisoner had killed himself that morning. And the only reason I knew about it and the word got out is because we were there. And Glenn told us. So we went to the medium security facility. And I went through every nook and cranny of that facility because I wanted to know what they did with these people. And so I went to a classroom where grown men, 20s, 30s, 40 years old, learning remedial, maybe 5th grade math, reading. So I talked to the entire administration about what are you doing to give these folks some skills so that when they come out, they won't go back. And they do nothing. They really do nothing. And there's no connectivity to the corporations that would love to have this labor when they get out. There's no connectivity to the training that they could have because the wardens and administration don't know. And so when I had the opportunity to meet Tara and Kathleen and learned about what they were doing with the formerly incarcerated individuals and how they embraced them and helped them to develop those skills so that they don't have to go back, so that they can take care of their families and live a normal life. 401ks, IRAs, jobs, cars, take care of your kids. I said, I'm in for that. And so I'm really proud today to be a part of this organization. I will stay a part of this organization. I so admire the work that they do to make a difference in this city and people who really need this help. So I would really say tonight, I'm thrilled to be here. I know I went a little bit longer than 3 minutes, Tara and Kathleen, but this is an amazingly worthwhile cause. So open up your checkbook. I've already opened up mine, and then let's kind of continue to support the organization. Thank you so much.